morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is April the 19th, 2024, and today the topic is the elevation of the forgotten and misunderstood. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope you guys had a wonderful Thursday. Mine was just fine. Yep, mine was good overall. Highlights from yesterday were working. you know, um, was in a good, I would say it was a good meeting yesterday, even though it's interesting. I always make interesting observations when I'm in my R meetings, but um, I think the meeting was good because, we kind of tapped into thinking about a few things on a deeper level. Things that I thought I might would share with you guys today, but since my mind has been engulfed in this, what the Lord has given me, I guess it ain't meant for you. Everything I was thinking about and whatnot in regards to yesterday. Um, Aside from that, uh, there was some other good stuff that happened yesterday, but it wasn't like, I guess, if anything of significance to share. So let's get into this conversation, y'all. The elevation of the forgotten and misunderstood. Where did this come from, right? This morning I forget what time I woke up. I know I woke up from a dream because Hubby woke me up. um, so that was one thing, and then I guess I woke up to realize that my phone was dead or whatever the case might be. I know he was telling me that it was around 4, but when I turned my phone back on, it was like almost 5 or something like that. But anyway, I did make a note of whatever time it was when I turned my phone back on. But I don't know, I just kind of felt led to just bask or whatever the case may be. At some point around 6 or 7, I ended up listening to the prayer meditation, which was good, but I don't remember it right now. So again, if y'all listen to the Soul Space app, then you know what I listen to. um, And if you haven't tried out the Soul Space app, it has been a staple since I began to help shift my heart and mind to focus on the Lord. So yeah, check it out. check it out. It's been a great resource for me. So anywho, I had a moment and I did that, and then um, I kind of just was doing stuff online or also studying one point. Eventually the word elevation came into my heart and mind, which I found to be interesting because again, with yesterday talking about increase, I'm like, okay, we're continuing this conversation in a way, it seems like. But as I looked into elevation, I looked up the definition and I also did what I do and go to OpenBible.info and plugged it in. And yes, more than one verse came up, but there was only one that stood out to me as significant. So I found that to be interesting and I was like, okay, you know. And so then I took some time and I just was kind of reflecting and just, doing my thing, going back to sleep, all that type of stuff. And at some point um, I guess I kind of thought of, I guess the therapy session that I had yesterday, that was another thing of significance. We ended up doing it yesterday, instead of Tuesday. So um and at some point I guess I was thinking about it during the session, but I was like, maybe we should talk about it next time since it was towards the end where just reflecting on feeling as if I've, forgotten or misunderstood. I know we talked briefly about how sometimes I feel like um I can be plainly saying things to people and it just get overlooked or um and then I know she was also asking me, why do I feel like I need to defend myself or explain myself and things of that nature. And I'm like, well, I guess, at the end of the day, I don't want to be misunderstood. Um, maybe because people are so easily offended that even if you say the truth in love, it becomes a problem and things of that nature. And so thinking about that a little bit this morning led me to the whole forgotten and misunderstood phrase. And I was like, yeah, I feel that way, you know. But it was interesting when I went to OpenBible.info and I plugged it in. Um, what I received as I was reading the verses that were standing out to me is that, well, Christ feels this way as well. Ultimately, God feels this way. And I found it to be interesting because I feel like I brought several things to you guys that are along those lines of where it's like I feel something and then it seems like it's confirmed in the word of God that this could be the way that God feels. And hey, you know what I mean? I could just be out. It could be a coinky dink, as they say, or this could be just the way that, God expresses himself to me, showing me and sharing with me how it feels to be him. Because I mean, I guess I feel like at least I acknowledge today that that seems to be something that I tend to reflect on. Like this could be how God feels, or I think this is how God feels. Um, and stuff like that. I mean, that would give more purpose to my pain, and things of that nature. But I don't know. So I was reflecting on that today, and so I pretty much just combined the two things that was on my heart and mind: the elevation and of the forgotten and misunderstood. And I mean, this might be Pope, especially if you're somebody that came to be like, oh yes, how can I be exalted? I'm going to answer that in the first verse, pretty much that I give to you, and whether you feel led to continue to listen on beyond that, I mean, I guess it's up to you. But if you do, I mean, I feel like there's some good meat in it for you, at least when you go deeper and about the different things that I feel like the Lord presented to me this morning. So here we go. I looked up the definition of elevation, and it says the action or fact of elevating or being elevated. Now, obviously, I probably should have went deeper about that definition because I mean, you're saying elevated and elevated for elevation. You know what I'm saying? Using the same word to define the other word. Um, so I could have went deeper about it, but hey, maybe that's something that you could do. Meat eaters, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and go deeper about that if needs be. Well, we get it. It's the fact of elevating or being elevated. Now, again, I feel like we all want that, right? Some form of elevation to a certain extent, whether it's just to be recognized, popularity. Matter of fact, I took this YouTuber I've been following. I don't feel like saying who it is or whatever, but and I don't know why I've been following this lady. Like, I mean, and not to be like her content's horrible or something like that. It's just like on one hand, I guess I'm encouraged and inspired by watching her. 'Cause she's a young lady and she seems to be thriving and doing really well for herself. But on the flip side, it's kind of like, um, I mean, I feel like not just say there's a missed opportunity there because I'm sure the Lord is using her however He is using her. Um, but it just seems like it's more about elevating, I guess, herself or whatever. And y'all can say the same thing about me because y'all could probably like, well, we see all the actress miracle sims, this and that and the other. And I get it. Yeah, your girl's out here doing a lot of different things, Um, ultimately, I'm trying my best to give all the glory and the honor to the Lord, so you guys know that all the things, it's not just me trying to quote unquote elevate myself or whatever the case may be. But hey, I guess you guys see me and you might see my name, whatever the case may be. And I hope that by seeing me and my name, that it will point you to Christ. Like that's what I hope at the end of the day. But I mean, ultimately, I know that we all don't have that motive or whatever. And so I guess I just took some time to reflect on that today. Just this whole idea of wanting to be popular or wanting to, be elevated. Wanting the elevation, like where does that truly come from? And then like what is the motive and the heart behind the things that we do? Um, so, to answer your question, for those that want elevation, here's how you get it. You ready? James 4 and 1. It says, humble yourselves before the Lord, and he will exalt you. I know I just lost all of y'all. Everybody's tuned out right now, right? But that's how you get it, man. I don't have anything else to truly add to that. I mean, I feel like it answers the question completely. Honestly, again, as I was going deeper, I was like, is there anything else to say about this? If again, meat eaters, come on in and get a little bit more when you go to gotquestions.org. There's an article centered around this subject matter. It is, what does it mean to humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God? First Peter 5 and 6. Check out that article if you feel led to do so. If you truly want to go deeper about um, what that verse means, and if you truly want to be exalted, you know what I'm saying? If you truly want to be elevated, um, then I hope that you guys will go deeper and check out that article, because I think again it breaks things down in a beautiful way. Um, to hopefully help us all get an understanding about that. But as I told you guys, I went deeper beyond the elevation conversation. And so when I started to think about being forgotten and misunderstood, These are the verses that were standing out to me. Now, of course, like I told you guys before, I went to OpenBible.info and I just pretty much plugged in forgotten and misunderstood. So both of those things are in the Go Deeper section. You guys can do that and peruse those things and let them marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. Plenty of verses. They all were good. That's why I didn't write none of them down. I said just y'all just go there and look at them yourself. But these are the ones that I did feel led to write down. So Psalm 31 and 12 says, I have been forgotten like one who is dead. I have become like a hardened, or excuse me, like a broken vessel. I wanted to go deeper and look into the context because this could not be Christ, right? But at the same time, I feel like it represented him. You know what I'm saying? Even if Christ, it wasn't red letters, I feel like again, well, the whole Bible points to Christ one. So even the other things that people went through ultimately pointed back to Christ. That's my humble opinion. Y'all can go and go deeper about that, whether you guys agree and stuff like that. But it stood out to me for a few reasons. One, because the dream that I had last night, or the dream that I got woke up from this morning, um, it had a broken comb in it. And I looked up I went to dreammoves.com and I looked up comb and it didn't necessarily resonate. And then when I tried to look the color up, that was interesting as well. Um, and I know that might sound strange and whatnot. There's some other stuff that was going on. But I don't know, to dream about this broken comb, and then to wake up and look into verses, and then this one came up about becoming a broken vessel. Um, I just found it to be interesting. Again, go deeper as much as you will about it, but yeah. So again, I'm thinking about again the heart of God speaking to us today. So to me, He is saying, "I have become." Or excuse me, I have been forgotten like one who is dead. I have become like a broken vessel. John 1:10-11 says, He was the Word, uh, and the world was made through him. Yet the world did not know him. He came to his own, and his own people did not receive him. Once again, I mean, this is what I feel like again it's the heart of God. He's pretty much telling us what has happened. Christ, has been rejected and is still being rejected every day by us, right? His own creation. Um, so, I mean, how do you think that feels? I mean, again, those of us that we want to be elevated. How does it feel for you to be overlooked, right? How does it feel for you to be misunderstood? Take that and times a million, and I think that we'll finally get a little glimpse of what God could be feeling. Um, I mean, anyway, let me go ahead and give you guys this last verse that was standing out to me, and that was Psalm 118 and 22. It says, "The stone that the builders rejected has become the cornerstone." I guess builders know more about this reference than I guess regular people do. Apparently, the cornerstone is a very, very important stone a part of the building process. Um, just like, I mean, ultimately, Christ is the ultimate part. And if you are rejecting, neglecting, um, forgetting and misunderstanding Him, then I mean, every other aspect of life, it's I hate to say will crumble, but I don't have another way to say that right now. So hey, let's go with that. That's ultimately the juice this morning. Feel free to go deeper about all these things. Like I said, there's plenty of verses in the Go Deeper section to peruse and let marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. And I hope that you all have received the juice. Now, the Bible verse of today is short and sweet. It's it's First Thessalonians 5:16. It says, "Rejoice evermore." And that's all it says. So, friends, I hope you guys enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day. And I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Y'all know today's Friday, right? So we have a new episode of the GSL Talk Show coming out tonight. It's with the host of Positively Joy. Yes, the Positively Joy podcast, and her name is Yvette Walker. She's a journalist, author, and much, much more. So Tune in tonight at 7 p.m. to the GSL Talk Show and hear all about her and her endeavors. Y'all have a great Friday, and I look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow if the Lord's will. Bye bye. There you go, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, anybody listening to the sound of my voice. Hope that you all are encouraged and inspired. Thank you so much for listening, watching, subscribing, and sharing all those wonderful things. To those that are watching live, you see your guy NJ has joined us in the building. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right.
You know, I used to do that in
I
the
do.
scenes
I do.
every day.
I just love you.
You know.
He knows. He knows a lot of stuff, y'all. But yeah, man, your girl got like 10 minutes to go get ready, or 20 minutes to go get ready and record an early episode of the GSL Talk Show. So that's what's on my schedule at the moment. And then after that, I'm supposed to be on somebody else's show that, the one that I rescheduled from Wednesday. And that's my Friday in a nutshell. I mean, I don't know what else is going to happen beyond that, but that's what the plan is. So, what's on your schedule for today?
For today,
Yeah, what you doing today?
we're doing at church.
No.
At home.
Yeah. What are you doing today? Well, how is your Friday going to look? What are you going to do? Come tell people.
So you and me are gonna do the track.
Ah.
It's gonna be cool.
Oh, that's your desires. Yes, ma'am.
So these are the rules.
Oh, Lord.
You get the blankets. I'll get the
Cover
cars.
your mouth. Cover your mouth when you
I'll
yawn.
get the cars.
Cover your mouth when you're yawning.
And then you get the other.
So slow to respond, kid.
I'll get the gas station. You get the other gas station. The Mac one. It has entrances for it.
Okay, so well, I don't know if we're gonna do that. But y'all have a great, great Friday. And I guess we'll let you know tomorrow if the Lord's will. Bye.